Welcome to this edition of FDA's Tobacco Compliance Webinars, information and education for retailers and small businesses, brought to you by the Food and Drug Administration's Center for Tobacco Products, or CTP. In this webinar, we will discuss the 5 W's of Undercover Buy compliance check inspections. Thank you for joining us. The FDA created this webinar to provide the public with basic information on undercover buy compliance check inspections. We'll review the types of compliance check inspections CTP conducts, and the who, what, where, when, and why of undercover buy inspections. At the end of this webinar, we will provide additional resources for tobacco retailers and how to contact CTP with any additional questions. First, we'll begin with the types of compliance check inspections that FDA conducts. The Tobacco Control Act, or TCA, gives FDA the authority to inspect retail establishments to ensure compliance with the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic, or FD&C Act, and associated regulations. We will go over our authorities in more detail later in this webinar. CTP conducts 2 types of compliance check inspections to confirm a retailer's compliance with federal law. These 2 types of compliance check inspections are undercover buy inspections and advertising and labeling inspections. In this webinar, we will discuss undercover buy inspections. More information about compliance check inspections is also available on our website. Resources to find additional information will be discussed at the end of this webinar. Now we'll dive into the who, what, where, when, and why of undercover buy inspections. Who? Who conducts the FDA inspections? Inspectors commissioned on behalf of FDA complete undercover buy inspections. All inspectors complete comprehensive FDA training and act on behalf of the FDA. FDA contracts with states, territories, and tribes to inspect retail establishments within their jurisdictions where feasible. FDA has awarded contracts to third-party entities to hire commissionable inspectors to conduct compliance check inspections of tobacco retailers in those states and territories where FDA has not been able to contract with a state agency. The inspector's role in the field is to conduct compliance check inspections of brick-and-mortar tobacco retailers and send evidence of potential violations to FDA for review. What? What occurs during an undercover buy inspection? Undercover buy inspections involve the use of an underage purchaser under the supervision of an inspector or inspectors. During the inspection, an underage purchaser will attempt to purchase a tobacco product, allowing FDA to determine whether the retailer is in violation by selling a tobacco product to an individual under the age of 21, or failing to request the photo ID of a person under the age of 27 who attempts to purchase a tobacco product. Retailers must not sell a tobacco product to an individual under the age of 21, and they must check the photo identification of anyone under the age of 27 who attempts to purchase a tobacco product. What other violations may be noted during an undercover buy inspection? Other potential violations of federal tobacco laws and regulations may also be reported to FDA by the inspector during this undercover buy inspection. These may include, but are not limited to, sale of individual cigarettes and the ability to access a vending machine or self-service display in an area that is not age-restricted. Where? Where are undercover buy inspections conducted? Undercover buy inspections are conducted at brick-and-mortar tobacco retailer locations across the United States, U.S. territories, and on tribal land. When? When will these inspections take place? Compliance check inspections are not pre-announced to the retailer. During undercover buy inspections, you will not be aware that you are being inspected by FDA. Neither the miner nor the inspector will identify themselves during an undercover buy inspection. When will I hear from FDA if potential violations are found during an undercover buy inspection? If an inspector reports that an underage purchaser was able to enter your establishment and make a tobacco purchase during an inspection, FDA will mail a compliance check inspection notice to the retail establishment shortly after the inspection. Once FDA has reviewed the inspection evidence, violations of law or regulation may have been observed. Generally, FDA sends warning letters to retailers the first time a tobacco compliance check inspection reveals a violation of federal tobacco laws and regulations. Failure to promptly and adequately correct all violations and ensure compliance with all applicable laws and regulations may lead to administrative actions, including civil money penalties, CMPs, or no tobacco sale orders, NTSOs, or judicial actions such as seizure, injunction, or criminal prosecution. Brick-and-mortar retailers can also check their inspection history on the FDA Compliance Check Inspections of Tobacco Product Retailers database, available at the link shown on this slide. Why does FDA conduct these inspections? The Center for Tobacco Products is responsible for carrying out the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act. In 2009, the TCA amended the FD&C Act to give the FDA authority to regulate the manufacture, distribution, and marketing of cigarettes, cigarette tobacco, roll-your-own tobacco, smokeless tobacco, and other tobacco products that the agency, through regulation, deems to be subject to the law. Since the 2009 implementation of the TCA, there have been updates to FDA's regulation of tobacco products. This slide highlights 3 major updates. The 2016 Deeming Rule extended FDA's regulatory authority to additional products, except their accessories, that meet the definition of a tobacco product under Section 201RR of the FD&C Act. These deemed products include e-cigarettes, pipe tobacco, cigars, hookah tobacco, and oral nicotine products. Additionally, on December 20, 2019, the President signed legislation raising the federal minimum age for sale of tobacco products from 18 to 21 years. This legislation, known as Tobacco 21 or T21, became effective immediately, and it is now illegal for a retailer to sell any tobacco product to anyone under 21. On March 15, 2022, the President signed legislation to clarify that FDA's tobacco product jurisdiction extends to tobacco products containing nicotine from any source, not just nicotine derived from tobacco. As such, retailers of tobacco products containing nicotine not made or derived from tobacco must ensure compliance with applicable requirements under the FD&C Act resulting from this law. FDA conducts these inspections to further CTP's mission to protect Americans from tobacco-related disease and death by regulating the manufacture, distribution, and marketing of tobacco products, and by educating the public, especially young people, about tobacco products and the dangers their use poses to themselves and others. We hope retailers will work alongside the FDA to help protect their communities by knowing the law and making use of tools to prevent underage sales. Our website has additional information and resources to help retailers understand and comply with federal tobacco law. The links on this slide provide resources such as information regarding retail sales of tobacco products, a summary of the federal rules for selling tobacco products, information regarding marketing and distributing a tobacco product, which covers pre-market tobacco product applications. This is our Watch campaign materials for retailers. A webinar entitled What a Brick-and-Mortar Retailer Should Do After Receiving a Warning Letter, various social media links, and a way to sign up for CTP email updates. If you have additional questions regarding undercover buy inspections or federal tobacco law, please direct any questions to us via email at askctp@fda.hhs.gov or via phone at 1-877-287-1373. For small business assistance, please contact the Center for Tobacco Products Office of Small Business Assistance at smallbiz.tobacco@fda.hhs.gov. Thank you for watching this program, brought to you by the FDA's Center for Tobacco Products, whose mission is to protect our youth and the nation's health from the dangers of tobacco.